good morning and welcome to the forum organized by AIMS University. We are here today to witness a forum which is a title related to our society, which is what is the appropriate age for getting married in Malaysia. So, firstly, I would like to thank our honorable panels and audiences to be here on this very blessed morning. Our title is what is an appropriate age for being married in Malaysia. So secondly, I would like to introduce our panels. First, we have our Mrs. Krishalini from University of Malaya, a top student. She's doing PhD. And then we have Mrs. Jenny, who is an diploma studied student, now currently working. And then we have Poshun, Mr. Poshun actually. He is an developing entrepreneur in our society. Then we have Dr. Kirtana, who is an experienced High Court lawyer. Then we have Mr. Jeevan, who is an Chief Executive Officer of a highly reputative company. Then lastly, we have Mr. Hadia, who is a student studying in AIMS University. So Mrs. Krishalini, you are a top student in University of Malaya. So what age do you think is very appropriate to get into marriage?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rishi. I'm Kisha, and well, 20s are the most exciting years of your life, and it's everybody's as well. So once it's gone, it's never gonna come back again. So hence, getting married early open up a very whole new world for the couples where they discover hundreds of new firsts every day together. Like for example, they go overseas, they experience new things, you know. So I think the best age, appropriate age, would be 24 to 30 years old. And this is also why, like during the young age, like during the 20s, you are more adaptable and adjusting when you're young. So there are more chances of your marriage working when you are tolerant and understanding towards each other. So you will not have misunderstanding with your partners. So like for example, if you are more than 30 years old, you're already settled in life, and everything you already figured out everything on your own. So it's difficult for you to make compromises and for someone else to adjust with you. So that's what I think that the most appropriate age is below 30.
So Mrs. Krishalini, you are a top student in University of Malaya and you're married. So how do you manage your life?
Okay, well, firstly, I would really like to thank my family members and also my husband, who was there throughout my whole journey. And yes, I married at the age of young, but I had a very firm and stable mindset where I just wanted to focus on my career first and my studies, and then only I want to have my life with all my kids and all. So my goal was just to finish my studies and work more. So, and my husband also as well, he helped me, and my family members are also understanding. And at the young age, normally people say that if you marry young age, you need to have kids and you can't continue your career and you have difficulties and all. But I think during this young age, we will have opportunity to like there is no pressure to have kids anytime near the future. So for example, we married early, so we have time to settle in our life and then think about our kids. If like for example, if we marry in the late age, we need to think about our kids first rather than the other thing, because it's difficult for us to have kids when we are more older. So I think this is the correct period, like for 24 until 30 years old, it's a correct period for a teenager or couples to get married. And also, I would like to say that during this young age, I got more responsible at a young age because I was married and not even in my married life, even in my career. Okay, the decision I make, I like no longer seeing in the short sighted, and I learned how to deal with most difficult situation in life. So I would like to say that the younger age is better.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Krishalni, and all the best for your PhD.
Okay.
Okay, for our next person, Mrs. Jenny. You are a working person and you have studied diploma. So, what is your point of view on a good age to be married?
Thank you, Mr. Rishi. Based on my opinion, I think that age below 30 is the right age for marriage. This is based on my own life experience. When we got married, we were both in the same education level, which is diploma. We both studying, working toward our goal together.
So, Mrs. Jenny, how did you guys supported each other?
We supported each other by diving deep. Sorry.
So, Mrs. Jenny, how did you guys supported each other?
We supported each other by dividing our responsibility.
So, Mrs. Jenny, how did you guys supported each other?
We supported each other by dividing our responsibility and expenses too. For example, my husband will pay for the car and I will pay for the house. We are also having a great time together, and we are proud even though at the young age we are responsible to work hard.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Jenny. So, as to our next panel, Mr. Portion, you are a great entrepreneur in our society, a developing entrepreneur actually. So, you probably know the question what I'm going to ask to you. So, what age do you think is very appropriate to be married?
Thanks, Mr. Rishi. I'm Unposu. I think that before 30s is better for our age for marriage.
Why is that, Portion?
Because we don't have to cram our marriage, career and kids into a few short years. Because many of them put off marriage and children to focus on their education and career, only to have all of these responsibilities simultaneously and successfully collide in their 30s. If you marry before 30s and you want to have a kids, you will have less flexibility as to when to have them. You have to get started with the baby making process fairly soon after tying the knot, which gives you less child-free years with your wife. Some of the most enjoyable years of a marriage, and at the same time, you are settling into married life and adjusting to being a dad. Your career is slightly starting to take off too. Unsurprisingly, that those who delay marriage and children end up being saddled with greater stress. Pursuing marriage, children, and career in successive phases allows you to enjoy each season to the fullest.
Thank you so much, Mr. Portion. So, for our next panel on my left, Dr. Kirtana, who is an experienced lawyer in High Court. So, what age do you think is appropriate to be married?
Alright, thank you Mr. Rishi and AIMS University for this opportunity. Alright, based on my research on the law reform, Marriage and Divorce Act 160 financially stable and they could think mature. Alright? When we refer to the Star newspaper on the 20th July 2018, the Minister in Prime Minister Department, Dato' Liu Pui Kong, is adamant to put a limit on the legal marriage age for Muslim girls in the line with Mufti's view. He also said there was a gap in the law concerning below 16 underage for marriage, as it is not specified because they are too early to get married and they don't know anything. Right? For Muslim, the minimum age of getting married, especially for girls, is at the age of 16, and for boys, is at the age of 18. Right? But exceptional can be made for the girls or boy to marry at the younger age as long as they obtain the Islamic court consent. Alright, if we see under the civil law, non-Muslims can only get married at the age of 18, but non-Muslim girls can marry as early as they are 60 when they have a proper permission from the state chief minister. That's all.
Okay, Dr. Kirtana. So based on your cases, what are the main reasons of getting divorced according to the races in Malaysia?
Alright, nice question, Mr. Rishi. Alright, based on my cases, which I have been handled for past 6 years, alright, if we see from the Malays, alright, most Malays and Chinese are mostly the same. It's all about the sexual pleasures. When the partner, even the husband or the wife, couldn't satisfy the partners. If let's say the husband couldn't satisfy the wife, or the wife couldn't satisfy the husband. So it's based on my research and based on my experience, how I get my clients actually. Alright, and for Malays actually, they misuse the marriage. Like they can get married like 4 times, right? So that actually they have to ask the first wife's permission before they get married to another person. So they get illegally married in Thailand. So that would be a biggest problem, that they are not registered under Malaysia. Alright, if you see Indians, even though above 30 or below 30, the main reason of getting divorced is they are economically stressed, like financially stressed. They don't have enough financial. They are just working at any companies with a lower income, but they want to get married. They are Alright, if you see Indians, even though they are below 30 or above 30, they are, the main reason of they are getting divorced is they are economically stressed. They are not financially stable yet, but they want to get married, to have a lot of kids. So that will be the main problem for the Indians. They couldn't even support the kids, so they will give the kids to another person, so the kid will don't have the parents' educational, parents' love, everything. So that is the main reason for Indians especially to get divorce, and also the scandal problems. Let's say wife is cheating the husband, or the husband is cheating the wife. Mostly the husband will cheat the wife. The husband will have someone else out there, and the wife get to know, they will create a problem, then they will divorce. So that these are the main 3 racial problems, racial divorce problems that occur in Malaysia.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kirtana. Okay, for our next panel, we're going to see Mr. Jeevan, who is a Chief Executive Officer from a representative company. So, Mr. Jeevan, I know you probably know what question I'm going to ask to you. So, what is the appropriate age for marriage?
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Rishi. From my view, I I prefer marriage after 30 is much better. Because between the age 25 to 30, we are able to achieve our goal easily without any disturbance.
Disturbance.
Yeah.
What kind of disturbance, Mr. Jeevan?
Not financially stable
Okay.
and the lack of maturity.
Huh?
Mean to say they can't understand each other. Even though nowadays married couples also ending with divorce.
Ending with divorces.
Yeah.
Why do you think these kind of divorces are happening, Mr. Jeevan?
There's many problems as just now Miss Dr. Gita said. Yeah. And from my view, okay, because they can't really move towards their goals, their achievements. Mean to say, like after marriage, I mean the early marriage, the couples, I mean the boy or the girl, can't achieve their goals freely. Like how to say, they have many commitments. Like have to care their partner, as well as their children, their parents, and their individual work. Like me, I'm working as a CEO. I have many pressures, and as well as you all know. Then I have to care my partner also, and my children. So it means to say, if I married in early age, so I did not think I achieved my goals easily. There's many commitments. So I prefer marriage after 30 is much better. So they have to achieve their goals. I mean the couples have to achieve their goals between the ages 25 to 30. So after that they can marry. So they can get to the happy life now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeevan.
I know.
Okay, apart from Mr. Jeevan, who is a CEO, we are forwarding to Mr. Hadia, and student studying in AIMS University. So, Mr. Hadia, what do you think is the best age to be married in Malaysia?
In my opinion, marrying after 30 is much better, because if you want to take a relationship forward, which is getting married, you need to be stable from your financial side. When you have a proper income, fixed salary, it's easy for you to roll the money for your house expenses, children clothing expenses, and so on. And at the same time, when you have your age is catching up, you will be mature enough to understand things. That means you need to understand what's your understanding between your couples. You have to understand their feelings and so on.
In between partners.
Between partners.
Go on. Mr. Hadia, so I heard that you regret marrying before 30s, right?
Yeah.
So why do you regret?
I regret getting married because I married before 30, which I should have done more benefit things, which I have to study earlier and have to. That means my age now I should work so I can earn some money to support my family. Because now I'm studying and I can't support my family well.
So, Mr. Hadia, what kind of stress and problems are you facing right now?
The stress and problem I'm having right now is, one is at home, which I have to look over my children and my wife. I have to fulfill their needs, which I'm not earning, but my wife is earning. She's earning a little bit, but I have to work part-time also to fulfill the needs. And the second stress I'm having is the universities. The university got a lot of assignment, so I can't spend my time with my family, and I have to concentrate on my studies.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hadia. Okay, so far I would like to thank all of the panels for sharing your ideas and point of view on this title. And then both sides, marrying after 30, marrying before 30, both sides have their own advantages and disadvantages. So I would like the audience to think well on which, on your own personal opinion on whether marriage before 30 is better for you or after 30 is better for you. I would like to thank the audience also to be here with us right now.